I've got Brun here, and I've also got Tony, is that right?
Yes.
Yes. Now, Tony, you have, as I understand it, a professional name as well. You're Nelson, is that correct?
That's correct.
Which would you prefer to be called, Nelson or Tony?
Nelson, please.
Splendid. Now, very quickly, this is a straightforward matter, because, Nelson, you're a filmmaker, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
And you do other promotional work as well, correct?
Correct.
And the market you mostly work in is in the West African market, is that correct?
That's correct.
Now, a lot of people will have heard of Hollywood, of course. They would have heard of Bollywood. But as I understand it, there's Nollywood as well.
That's correct.
Well, tell us, what's Nollywood?
It's a film genre that's of the West African origin, but it's one of the fastest growing as well, because we just cater for West African market. But fortunately for us, the whole of Africa have embraced it. So that's why it's growing real fast. It's
a big growing market of people that enjoy films, and it's hopefully going to grow and grow in the future, correct?
Correct.
Splendid. Now, Brun, you are an actress and a model, is that right?
Right.
Now, this case, very simply, is that you say you had a contract with Tony for modelling work and especially for your work as an actress in 2 films. And in addition to your work in 2 films, which you say you haven't been paid for, he's also using your image in various promotional things that his company uses without your permission, without you being paid. So your case is for £3,655.94. It's for, firstly, your work in 1 film, which I'm going to find out about, then in a 2nd film, and then for photos, images, and for colour grading in respect of these photographs. Is that right?
That's right, Judge.
Let's start in reverse. Tell me about these photographs. When were they taken, please, Brun?
I think they're like 2 years ago, if I can't remember.
Who took them? Was it Nelson who took them?
Nelson took them.
Nelson, you look like a very talented photographer.
Oh, thank you.
Now, Nelson, I presume you know, as a professional filmmaker and photographer, that you have to pay your models, correct?
Not really.
Well, what do they do it for? Magic beans? I don't understand.
It also promotes them. So
That's
most
true.
times, and my camera kind of loves her. So any photo I take...
Well, with the greatest respect in the world, it seems to me a photo booth would love her.
So, paying the models is because they get to gain from it as well.
You don't have to pay models because they get the benefit of having been photographed by you. It's a very unusual arrangement, isn't it? Is that common in Nollywood, Nelson?
Yes, it is, because I'm exceptional. I'm very good.
So because you're exceptional,
yes,
the rules of ordinary contract don't apply to you?
To an extent, yes, because every picture I take comes out good.
Well, that's a very brazen reply. That's for sure. So as far as you're concerned, there was never a discussion in respect of those photographs as to how much Brun would be paid for being photographed.
Concerning the photographs, sometimes she raised the issue, but I do not pay my models for photos I take.
Before these photographs of you were taken by Nelson, did you ever have a discussion with Nelson about how much you'd be paid for your work as a model?
We had a discussion, but about money, not how much will be paid. So
well, you may have had a discussion about money. You could say, do you earn any money? No, not really. It's not going well. Anyway, let me take your photograph. What I want to know is, did you have a discussion in respect of the photographs and how much he would pay you for your modelling?
Well,
be honest with me, please.
Well, he told me that if he uses my pictures, he will pay me.
How much?
We didn't really talk on...
Did you get anything in writing?
No.
Nothing in writing. And as far as you're concerned, Brun, there was no certainty, there was no specific amount discussed with Nelson as to how much you would be paid. You just had a vague discussion about money.
Yes, Judge.
Well, so how were you able to put an amount on your claim of £1,000? Why did you say he owes you £1,000 for those pictures? He never said he would pay you £1,000 for those pictures.
Well, because I believe he's been making money from my pictures.
He may have done. And that might not be very moral, but you've got nothing in writing, correct?
Correct.
And it's also quite clear that you didn't discuss a specific amount that he would pay you, correct, in respect of these photos? Is that right?
Well, yeah, it's because Nelson, I mean, there's always been trust in So I never wanted to discuss money with him. Like,
But why do you look so upset about this, about these photos?
it's just because we've been working for quite a while now, and I kind of feel like he doesn't really appreciate.
Do you feel that some trust has been broken here?
Yes, Judge.
Nelson, let me ask you honestly. I hear what you say, and I have to tell you, in law, you're right. Seems to me there's no what's called certainty of terms between you. You didn't give a specific amount that you would pay for these pictures, correct?
Correct.
You didn't say, look, when I take these pictures, I will not have the right to use them for my own commercial purposes, correct?
Correct.
As far as you're concerned, you retain what's called legal ownership and copyright of those photographs because they're the product of your artistic work, your camera, correct?
Correct.
But looking back on it, it's quite clear there was some discussion about money, some amount, right?
There was.
Well, she expected to be paid something. What do you say she expected to be paid?
Usually the idea was, if we keep building up her profile, because this is an industry we are building, we build up her profile up to a point where, yes, she get paid, but I was hoping that she would get paid by someone else, not necessarily me.
For more Judge Rinder cases, click here. And if you've got a legal issue yourself, get in touch with us by clicking over here.